Hey there fellow adult collectors, welcome back. David Eon here with another gem out of our museum. This is the Durham's Sidewinders Star Mission Robot. Star Mission Robot, which is a knockoff. Now, not too long ago I did a showcase of another Durham figure, the Young Kung Fu Chop, which was a direct bootleg, and Durham in fact got in a lot of trouble for that figure back in the 1970s. This is a direct knockoff figure that Durham produced in 1978. And how I got right here is because talking about Durham on a couple of the chat boards on Facebook, mention of Durham making robots came up, and basically the response I got was, Durham made robots? Yes, in fact they did, and here one is pictured with two others in the background. Rotating head, movable arms, wind up walking action, and he does indeed have a winding apparatus on the side. You see the key right there under his little tank treads. You wind it up and he rolls forward, or he's supposed to. Don't know if he actually works or not, because as you can see, this is still sealed on the card. Very rare to find this robot figure. Now, I had mentioned Young Kung Fu Chop was a bootleg because there was no authorized action figures that were permitted to be made for anybody, any characterization from the show Kung Fu with David Carradine, which was what that was a knockoff of, the young version of Kwai Chan Kane. This is a knockoff because this robot has been done. This robot was done by Ideal as part of their Zerroids series back in 1968. From 1968 to 1977, where the Ideal Zerroids transformed into the Ideal Star Team, utilizing one of their old robot designs for a character called Zerroid. And you can even see the connection here. The Ideal Star Team was released at about the same time as this, or just before this, and of course it was Ideal Star, S-T-A-R, Team, and this is Star Mission Robot. It does not look like the robot from the Star Team. However, it is a direct knockoff of Zobar from the original Zerroids series. And here's Zobar. This is what Zobar looks like. And you can tell that they basically just ripped off the mold and didn't even have the decency to completely rip it off, because they put a sticker on his chest, and I guess that's the difference. Now you see here also that unfortunately one of his claws has fallen off into the package, and there it is on the bottom. Basically his hand fell off, and if you're familiar with Durham figures, then you've seen that before, because Durham always had problems with hands falling off, even in sealed packages. If you have any of their Wild West figures, or if you have their Kung Fu Man, the Karate Man, whatever, you've seen the hands missing, but they're actually in the sealed box. They were constructed so poorly, the hands would actually fall off. They used like rubber cement that they would inject into these holes, and then they would stick the hand up inside, and then the cement would swell and it would push the hand out and it would fall down in the package, and Durham just shipped them anyway because they didn't care. In this case it was actually a clip, but over time the clip has just sort of worn out. But that's a very common thing to see, a sealed packaged Durham figure with the hand just missing. Now the other two robots that are pictured here, I do not know that Durham ever made those. They say Sidewinders as if there's more than one, but I've never seen these other two in real life. although I have seen the Zerroid versions, and here's a shot of that. As you can see, all of these have been made by Ideal, designed back in 1968. That is a Child World price tag right up there. Look at that, Child World Children's Palace, our low price. How much? $2.99, and that is a sticker. And when it's just a small sticker like this, not a gigantic one, I actually like seeing that because it does add some history to the character. And when I say a gigantic one, I mean like if you've ever seen old 70s action figures with a clearance price on them, they put like this gigantic like 3x4 red or orange sticker that covers half the card. On the back, there's nothing. There's nothing on the back. Durham didn't even bother. Doesn't surprise me. Again, these guys were the kings of like cheap action figures in the 1970s. You see there, Durham Industries Incorporated, New York, New York, 10010, made in Hong Kong, world's largest manufacturer of wind-up toys. It says, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's true or not. They claim that they are. Maybe they were. It'd be interesting to get one of these loose and just test them out. See if how efficient the winding action is. I can't imagine it works really well or remains working for long, given the history of Durham toys and how poorly constructed they are. Are you into these kinds of things? I love these cheesy 70s kind of toys and action figures. Action figures in particular are of great interest to me. But I have showcased a few of Durham's products in the past. I showed the original MASH movie figures, and of course, as I've just discussed, the Young Kung Fu Chop figure. And after I did that one, people asked me if I had the Karate Man. I do, and I will showcase that figure in the future. He is sealed in the box. I do have one factory sealed. What do you think of these? These are very, very tough to find in sealed, unplayed with condition. You just don't come across them anymore. There's not a massive demand for it, but for those of us who remember seeing these hanging in Woolworths or Child World or Family Dollar back in the day, yes, Family Dollar was around in the 1970s. This brings back that little bit of childhood feeling. You know what I mean? But I enjoy these, and I enjoy sharing them with you. I hope you got something out of that. Maybe you've never seen a Durham robot before. Durham also made other robots boxed that were knockoffs of other Ideal products, quite frankly. But I don't have any of the boxed versions, but they are out there, and it's probably easier to find a boxed Durham figure than it is to find a carded one, as far as robots are concerned anyways. So any thoughts on this? Do you have this? Or do you have any other of the old Durham super cheesy action figure gems that were put out in the 1970s? Tell us about it in the comments section down below. I'd love to hear it. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of that. I hope you did. Like I said, maybe you've never seen a Durham robot before. Share it if you can. Subscribe if you're new. Check out our other videos. We do a lot of different nostalgic things on this channel, and I hope you'll take a look at some of our other videos and go ahead and subscribe and join us. I like the artwork. It's not the best, but I like card art. I think card art adds a lot to the whole effect when you're dealing with vintage toys and action figures. And I've said this many times, I think that's something that a lot of modern toy manufacturers have lost sight of, how important that card art is to just the overall feel of the product. Well, thanks for joining us. Not much more to say, but thanks for watching, and I will see you again soon.